A Democrat from California, Barbara Lee, is leading a bipartisan effort to end perpetual war. And I'm sure you've heard this in the media, right? Oh, that's right. All they're talking about is Russia. Russia, 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 Russia. I went to the TYT network on Medium, and Michael Tracey posted this thing. So this past week, Barbara Lee's initiative to curtail President Trump's war-making powers were abruptly derailed by the House leadership under Paul Ryan. Okay, shouldn't this be all over the media? Shouldn't everyone be discussing this in the media and what's going on and why? And talk about the fact that Barbara Lee, for those of you who might know, was the sole member of Congress to vote against the initial authorization for use of force resolution in 2001, days after 9/11. The AUMF. She was viciously attacked for it at the time, but her warnings proved almost eerily prophetic. What's amazing is even stridently pro-military Republicans now acknowledge her foresight. Here's an excerpt from a recent interview with Representative Scott Taylor of Virginia, a freshman GOP congressman and former Navy SEAL who served in Iraq, who backed Lee's AUMF Repeal Amendment Committee in the committee on June 29th. He said that, yeah, she was pretty prescient. I don't agree with her on a lot of stuff, but she was smart for doing this. So what this has done, this is the thing that Bush passed, and she was the sole person. So anytime everyone's like, oh, the Democrat, resist, the Democratic Party. Yeah, they rolled over for this. They rolled over for the Patriot Act. They said yes to the war, to the war in Iraq. And then Obama took this. So Bush, Obama, and Trump have used the 2001 AUMF to justify 40 military activities or operations in 14 countries. Congress never minded. That's what it did. It circumvented Congress. Normally, you had to go to Congress to declare an act of war. They just circumvented it. If it's terrorism, then I can do whatever I want. And that's how Bush did what he did in Iraq and Afghanistan. That's how Obama took us from 2 wars to 7. That's how Trump is just ramping up everything now in Somalia and Yemen and everywhere else. And it shows you several things. One, we're in a perpetual state of war. Someone's trying to do something about it, but the media will not do it. Because then you have Joy Reid, who just tweeted today. Today is Monday, July 24th, Jill Stein posted, the Democratic establishment keeps talking about Russia while we are really trying to fix things. And Joy Reid then responded, oh, you mean like the fact that you're friends with Russia, and where'd all that money you went for the Democratic, for doing the recount? Remember Jill Stein raised money for the recount? And they did it, and it still didn't win. Jill Stein was still trying to help. So Joy Reid on Twitter is linking Jill Stein to Russia and saying she took that money. And then there's a bunch of people below her, all these fucking idiot neoliberals, going, yeah, Jill Stein's working with the Kremlin. Boy, this is classic KGB tactics. It's like, what are you talking about? Here's someone trying to end a perpetual state of war, and then all these people all blaming the third party. I'm so sick of hearing the third party. It's so disgusting to me. The Democratic Party feels entitled to anybody's vote. Anyone who calls themselves left of center in any capacity. Liberal, socialist, progressive, whatever. If you're just left, that's the Democratic Party's vote, and how dare you for being part of the third party. They're so fucking stupid. And here's a woman, a Democrat, actually trying to do something good, trying to get rid of this AUMF thing, which allows us to be constantly war, allows us to kill like 1,000 civilians in March like we did. And it's unbelievable. I'll read you this excerpt from the article. The hashtag resistance opted to ignore this, and now the amendment's dead, which is doubly galling because given that Lee's amendment had attracted strong bipartisan support, it was adopted in committee over the objections of the presiding GOP chair, Representative Kay Granger, it's very possible that a sustained pressure campaign could have forced Republican leadership's hand. Republican members' support for the amendment could have been used as a leverage to impress upon Paul Ryan that it would be politically unwise for him to kill the measure. Sympathetic conservative media could have been enlisted in the effort, but it didn't happen. Even if you think the ongoing Trump-Russia saga is the most important story since the birth of Christ, it is impossible to deny that it is certainly in the media ecosystem day after day has the effect of drowning out other issues which warrant serious attention. That's what they've been, again, Russia, 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 Russia. I saw a thing Tim Stack tweeted and that said Democrats, people that call themselves Democrats, they had Republicans, Independents, and Democrats. Democrats, been polling the last like 10, 15 years, believe the corporate media more than anyone else. It's probably because Fox News is so ridiculous, it's so right-wing ridiculous that they go, well then, you know, CNN and MSNBC, those are solid. You know, I don't know what it is, but it's just preposterous to me. And this is why when everyone's Russia, Russia, the most of America doesn't give a shit. Hey, Joy Reid, why instead of calling Jill Stein a Kremlin puppet, why don't you do a story about the pipeline going through Pennsylvania that could contaminate people's water there, or in North Carolina? Or how about the DNC lawsuit? Any updates on that? Oh, no. Me and like a handful of other people on YouTube are the only ones doing anything. And I got to do a DNC lawsuit update video, and I will. But where's that? Why don't you tweet about that, Joy Reid, you corporate sellout? It's so funny, too, and I give such respect for Jill Stein and her followers, because I was tempted to just go, oh, Joy Reid, you must be anti-Semitic because you're calling Jill Stein a Kremlin puppet. Like, I would love to just get that ball rolling. Just to have her go, whoa, whoa, wait a minute, I'm a black woman who's a liberal, whoa, whoa. Just be like, you're an anti-Semite. And just show her how ridiculous it is. Right? The Kremlin puppet thing, the Jill Stein's a Russia puppet, Trump, Russia, Russia. It's so fucking stupid. And here's something that we really need. We really need to end all this war. It's destroying our country. So, hats off to, I saw this online, hats off to Michael Tracey, who's a roving journalist, and putting this on medium.com. I'll put the link below, as is the Patreon link. And like and subscribe, you guys. Watch the ads all the way through. Don't click skip, because when you click skip, I don't get paid. And thanks for watching.